hire good people and let them do their thing. Don't get in their way. I was born in Ontario, and then my parents moved to Nova Scotia when I was 7. So I consider myself to be a blue noser.
He was born into a family of innovation. His father developed the method that extended the storage of fruits, a system that was adopted worldwide. So, was Alan destined to unlock biological mysteries?
I think it's an intrinsic component of a person's personality. There are certain people who like questions about how biological systems work, and that's part of it. But what you're talking about is something a little different, and that, I think, a little different, and that's shared by anybody who goes after something with extreme zest and energy.
Qualities Alan possesses in abundance. Alas, he was destined for a life of science and innovation. A life of science and innovation in Vancouver, thanks to his love of and for Connie.
So I came out here and finished my clinical training here, and then we worked together and set up the Terry Fox lab, and that was a very successful enterprise. It's now 40 years old, and they are now having a celebration of that event.
It was during this time that Alan led the way in the understanding of chronic myelogenous leukemia. He also engineered the first and largest bone marrow transplant program in Canada. His position allowed him the freedom to do research that led to the creation of a media the lab could sell and generate additional revenue.
We put together this formulation that allowed you to grow both red cell progenitors and granulocyte progenitors. That gives rise to white cell granulocytes. And we started to sell that. I advertised that in one of the major journals, and sales just went up. So the idea was to make a full media. In the first year or so, we were actually still in the Terry Fox lab, which was great. And the board of directors of the BC Cancer Foundation thought, you should form a company and buy the business from us. And that's how it started. And that was a very successful enterprise.
In 1993, when he set up the company, he called it Stem Cell Technologies.
A company name that at the time was presumptuous and in hindsight, prescient.
He had some sense that there was a population of stem cells that had a huge impact on our physiology and biology and general well-being.
Well, stem cells are the basis of biology, right? I mean, and understanding life. I mean, there's all these series of stem cells. You start off with the fertilized egg as being a stem cell. This is the foundation of almost everything in medicine.
And those cells formed the foundation of a global success story.
Joan Sheehan, she said, Alan, we're doing great. You're selling this media for growing these blood-forming stem cells is good, but that's your only product. We need more products. One of my colleagues in the Terry Fox lab, Peter Lensdorf, had developed this way of separating cells immunomagnetically. And so we licensed that product from him and made another product so we could now separate cells. And that's become a huge product as well. Stem cell now became a legitimate name because all the work is really being done on these induced pluripotent stem cells, where you can take any cell from anybody and basically turn it into a stem cell and then get it to do things.
Alan has done what very few people have done, which is moved out of health research into business leader and combined the two.
Researchers are entrepreneurs, right? You basically are running a small shop.
And in Alan's case, he is both an exceptional researcher and extraordinary entrepreneur. One product led to another, and many more.
Our tissue culture media for growing cells, which were all research use only products, are now being used in about 40 different clinical trials. And they have to be made to go commercial in a clinical way and be used in humans. They have to be made GMP, which is good manufacturing practice, so that they can be used for clinical applications.
They also continue to enhance stem cell technology's place in an ecosystem of excellence and influence in biomedicine and life sciences in BC that fulfills one of Alan's key objectives, that being, keep our best and brightest here.
Canada has a great educational system. And there are lots of Canadians, young, smart people who love science and they want to work in science, but there are very limited numbers of jobs in academia. So having jobs in industry is an outlet for them. So we want to provide that so they don't have to go to the States to get those jobs, right? That they stay here in Canada. So that's really a big thing that drives me, providing these jobs for smart young Canadians that love science.
He has an enormous vision. And his vision has always been to be the best in the world at no matter what he does.
I'm not interested in making money. I'm interested in creating really good products that support cancer and other researchers to do their jobs better.
Alan Eaves, you saw the future, you filled a vital need, and we all benefited.